All right, welcome everybody to College Sport Check Football Bowl Patrol. This is going to be our final one for the season, so we're going to go through we're going to just review all the scores from all the bowl games, and don't forget the championship game this Monday. Number 2 Clemson taking on number 1 Alabama. It should be very interesting, and that game is this upcoming Monday, January 9th. 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. So before we get going, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope that All right, welcome everybody to College Sport Check Football Bowl Patrol. This is going to be our final one for the season, so we're going to go through we're going to just review all the scores from all the bowl games, and don't forget the championship game this Monday. Number 2 Clemson taking on number 1 Alabama. It should be very interesting, and that game is this upcoming Monday, January 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. So before we get going, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope that kind of just give a score updates. That's our thing we do over the winter time. We're continuing on with College Sport Check basketball through the end of March Madness, and in February we kick off our sister network. We actually have a podcast network for motorsports. It's the Motorsports Radio Podcast Network, which comes back on February 22nd and runs all the way through November. NASCAR, Formula One, all that good stuff. So I'd like to enjoy some of our other podcasts here. College Sport Check Football right now, and then College Sport Check Basketball. We do that 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do all the scores all the way through to the end of March Madness. So you defeating Wyoming 24-21. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Idaho defeating Colorado State 61-50. Popeyes Bahama Bowl, Eastern Michigan over Old Dominion 32-24. And then we had Louisiana Tech defeating the Navy 48-45 to win the Armed Forces Bowl. The Dollar General Bowl won by Troy. They defeated Ohio 28-23. The Hawaii Bowl won by Hawaii. Hawaii defeating Middle Tennessee 52-35. Then we had the St. Petersburg Bowl, Mississippi State defeating Miami of Ohio 17-16. Boston College defeats Maryland 36-30 to win the Quick Lane Bowl. The Camping World Independence sorry, we don't have no score for that one. That was a typo. Also, Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. Actually, I probably could get that score, but we'll take a look at that later on. The Zaxby's Heart of Dallas Bowl. Okay, that's the Army, and they defeated North Texas 38-31. All right. Oh, Idaho and all right, and then we have also the Temple and Wake Forest in the Northrop Grumman at the Military Bowl. Wake Forest defeating Temple 34-26. The Holiday Bowl, Minnesota over Washington State 17-12. Baylor over Boise State 31-12. All right, and then we had the Pinstripe Bowl, Northwestern defeating Pittsburgh 31-24. The Russell Athletic Bowl, Miami, Florida defeating West Virginia 31-14. All right, now we had also the Advocate V100 Bowl, Kansas State defeating Texas A&M 33-28. The Birmingham Bowl, South Florida, South Carolina. South Florida wins this one 46-39 in overtime. Then we had the Belk Bowl, Virginia Tech over Arkansas 35-24. Number 22 ranked Virginia Tech. And then the Valero Alamo Bowl, Oklahoma State and Colorado. Oklahoma State won this one 38-8. Then we had also the Liberty Bowl, TCU and Georgia. Georgia wins this one 31-23. And then we had the Music Bowl, Franklin American Music Bowl. Tennessee Volunteers over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Volunteers win this one 38-24. And then we had the Arizona Bowl, Air Force in South Alabama. Air Force wins this one 45-21. The Capital One Orange Bowl, Florida State defeating Michigan 33-32. And then brings us to Monday, the final batch for the Outback Bowl, Florida Gators and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Florida wins this one 30-3. Then we had the Cotton Bowl Classic. We'll just call it the Cotton Bowl. Wisconsin, number 8 Wisconsin, and number 15 Western Michigan. Wisconsin wins this one 24-16. And of course the Rose Bowl, number 9 USC and number 5 Penn State. USC wins this one 52-49 and a game-winning field goal. And then the Sugar Bowl, Oklahoma and Auburn. Number 7 Oklahoma defeats number 14 Auburn 35-19. And that is the wrap for the College Sport Check Football Bowl Patrol. And now don't forget the National Championship game this upcoming Monday, and that's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and that's going to be on ESPN. So I'd like to say thank you for tuning in here as a little podcast. Just give the scores from the Skybox Podcast Center. This is Manny Allegretta from Eastern Long Island, downstate New York. Have a good one.